everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Aaliyah, and today we'll be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be doing a drawing video. So I had an idea to redesign the Disney princesses based on the year their movies came out. So giving them looks based on the time period their film was released in. I love vintage fashion. I collect 1950s and 60s dresses, so I thought this would be really fun. And we're gonna start with Snow White, Cinderella, and Aurora, because those are our first three. And then if you guys like this kind of video, then I'll make some other ones based on our later princesses. But yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so today we'll of course be starting with the very first Disney princess, Snow White. Snow White's film came out in 1937, and I know I said that I would be going off of the year that it came out in, but I'm thinking more the decade, just so it doesn't have to be too specific and no one gets mad at me in the comments if it's not 100% historically accurate. So since Snow White is technically 14, I believe I'm going to be taking inspiration from more youthful fashions that were generally worn by girls aged 14 to 18. Despite teenager not being a commonly used term in the 30s, high school age girls still had their own styles, clothing stores often labeling these pieces as Junior Miss. For daily wear, most girls sported day dresses, which were simply designed midi dresses with little details like colored buttons, belts, or collars. I noticed a lot of these dresses had patterns on them, so I thought maybe I would give Snow White a fully blue dress with yellow and red flowers as a little motif to her love of nature. But then I found the pinafore style and I thought it worked much better. This style of jumper dress was popular for teen girls at the time. It was a mid-length, sleeveless dress that you could pair with various types of blouses and sweaters. This was a much better way to translate Snow White's movie dress into a different style, and I just love the look of a puff-sleeved blouse. While the way she wears her bow in the movie was a style at the time, I decided to give her two bows instead. I think it looks so cute. And then I thought the background looked kind of plain, so I decided to put the princess's signature in the back. I was struggling to do this a little bit because I do not know how to write in cursive, but I do really like how it turned out. One of my favorite things to do in my free time is look through old-fashioned magazines or catalogs. I absolutely love the illustrations that are in them and the style that they used to draw in. Also, like the designs that are on old sewing patterns. I just love that style, so that's what I'm basing these illustrations off of. Let me know if I was able to replicate it. I'm not exactly sure what medium they usually used. I'm sure it was a mix of lots of different ones, but today I'll be using ink and pencil crayon, as you can see right now. When I use ink, I like to do an outline in pencil crayon first, but I do find that ink, which I only recently started using, kind of has that vintage feel to it, which I really love. I kept Snow White's hair mostly the same as it looks in the movie because I feel like that style is very 1930s. It doesn't seem like they tried to take any fantastical inspiration for her hair. That's kind of another reason I wanted to do these designs, is because I feel like especially with the earlier princesses, you can kind of see the era that they were made in come through in the way that they were designed. In terms of colors, I went with darker shades, kind of like the movie, because we all know how I feel about the Disney princess brand designs, but I also feel like these colors felt more realistic, and I saw them in a lot of the catalogs I was looking through. Lots of red and like dark blue. So for her blouse, I thought yellow worked best for that since it was the closest to white. And I made her little bow tie red to match the hair bows. Honestly, looking back, I don't know what happened to the footage of me painting her skin, but I do think I made her cheeks a little bit too pink. Maybe it works. I feel like Snow White is a very like cute and youthful kind of character, so the doll-like blush kind of works, but honestly overall I'm really happy with how she turned out. I think she looks really sweet. And then I decided to add a border around because even though I added a little in the corner, it still felt blank. I was considering making the whole background kind of like a tan color because a lot of the catalog backgrounds looked like that, but I don't know, I just felt like that was a really big thing to do, and if I didn't like it, there was no going back. I feel like when I don't like something in my drawing, I tend to just like overthink and try a bunch of different things, and I end up making it so much worse. So I just kind of sat for a second and I thought, okay, what can I do to make the background not look so plain? And I think the little border was a good solution. Okay, moving on to my favorite princess, Cinderella. 1950s fashion is also my favorite era of clothing, so I was really excited for this one. While there were many dress styles in the 50s, there were two main silhouettes, one being the swing skirt and the other one being a pencil skirt. Of course, Cinderella is 100% going to be wearing a full swing skirt because I always think of her with a very poofy dress. Rather than giving Cinderella a more casual look like Snow White, I wanted her to be in a party kind of cocktail dress, like she's getting ready for the 1950s version of the ball. I also gave her a really fancy updo because that's also something I can't really imagine her without. I was really debating whether or not to keep her dress sleeveless, like many of the dresses that I was referencing. From what I was looking at, I don't really think puff sleeves were a super popular style for grown women, but I don't really care. I tried it and it just doesn't feel like Cinderella without them. I think that it still feels very 1950s even with the sleeves though, because of the silhouette, so it's okay. Also, this is totally off topic, but have you guys seen the new sparkling series dolls? I love them, especially Cinderella. If you watched my Disney Princess ranking video, you would know that I am very unhappy when they make her dress a darker blue and kind of remove her strawberry blonde hair and give her a new hairstyle. And I feel like that doll is just a return to everything I love. It's so perfect and I will definitely be buying her when they get released. I also saw Jasmine and Belle and I think they look great as well. I love obviously the articulation and their face molds too are really nice. So yeah, I'm actually quite happy with those. Speaking of dolls, I would one day love to turn these designs into like custom dolls. I just need to learn how to sew. I feel like that's been one of my goals for a really long time. I know if I was able to sew, I would be like unstoppable. So that is something maybe this summer I'm gonna try to learn. And ever since I was really little, I've always been obsessed with like the custom doll community. I would watch Dolliteful every single day. So hopefully one day I can fulfill that dream. Thankfully, this one did not delete me coloring her skin. Ink is a little bit difficult in that sense because I feel like I can't really tell what color it's going to be even when I like tested it on different paper. So I ended up making her legs a bit too dark. What I ended up doing was just getting an acrylic marker and painting over that to make it look like she had white tights on. I think that kind of worked. I don't know. I know I'm a big advocate for Strawberry Blonde Cinderella. I don't know if I did that in this drawing. I think I just need to work on mixing ink because I feel like I never get quite the color I'm looking for. The coloring of her dress was pretty simple. I mostly just went for a very light blue. It wasn't as light as I wanted it because I wanted it to be kind of silvery like her movie dress, and I think I got that on the sleeves, but I don't know, it just got a little bit dark. Because when using ink, you kind of have to lay it all down right away to get an even wash, and that did not happen. It looked kind of patchy, so I kept adding more layers, and it ended up being a little bit darker than I wanted it to, but it's alright. I'm still pretty happy with the final result. I think this one probably turned out to be my favorite. I just can't resist a poofy dress with poofy sleeves. Like, is there anything better? Here I'm just adding a little bit of shadow, but I probably could have gone further with the rendering. I don't know, I was just really scared to ruin this one because I love it, and I feel like it's good to know when to stop because sometimes I just keep going, and like I said before, I end up ruining the piece, which is so devastating. So this felt like a pretty safe place to just leave it. Okay, now on to Princess Aurora. Since her movie came out in 1959, she'll also be wearing 50s fashion. I was almost considering doing more of a 60s look for her just to give her something different, but I decided that 50s fashion has lots of different options, so I'll just go something completely different from Cinderella so they didn't look too similar. Like I said, I didn't want her and Cinderella to look the same, so I went with giving her a sheath dress style, which is kind of the opposite of the swing skirt. I think this makes the most sense anyway because Aurora's original dress isn't the traditional puffy princess dress and has a slimmer fit. A sheath dress is a fitted, straight-cut dress, and I think it works so perfectly for Aurora. I gave her victory rolls for her hair, which I know are a more 1940s style, but I just thought it was so perfect because I wanted to emulate her original curly bangs, and I think her hair and the roses I gave her make her feel a little rockabilly, which I kind of love. At first I put this big bow at the front of her dress, and while it was cute, I ended up removing it because it just didn't feel very Aurora. I wanted to keep the simplicity of her original design. Honestly, her proportions were giving me so much trouble. I don't know if you can tell as much because the camera's kind of tilted, but when I looked at it in real life, everything about it was just so off. I had to redo her legs many times, and I think I redo them even again before it ends. But yeah, same with Cinderella, honestly. It's hard when their legs cut off from the page to know where to place everything. I didn't want that. I wanted it to be a full body shot, but once I started drawing, I don't know. I feel like I'm not good at gauging how everything is gonna fit on a page. I wasn't so happy with this design while I was doing it, but looking back, I do actually really like it. I think the collar is a really smart way to bring in the white part of her dress, and her whole look definitely gives Aurora, so I think I was pretty successful. Off topic again, but I am so sorry for being so late with this video. I'm just praying YouTube's algorithm does not kill me, but yeah, this past week has been very busy with school, and I think this weekend was one of the most insane weekends of my life. I had work and 3 auditions, and my most important one, I messed up a song in ways that were so unimaginable. I'm kind of devastated. The past 2 days have very much felt like this. I can't dwell on it forever, and I just have to move forward. So this week, since I'm off school, I'm really hoping that I can get 2 videos out. Also, since we've been talking so much about vintage fashion in this video, let me know if you'd be interested to see my collection of dresses. It's not super big, but I am very proud of it, so yeah. I really messed up on this border, but my white acrylic pen came to save the day, as it always does. I just kept layering it over and over again, hoping to kind of erase my mistake. It didn't fully go away, but you know what? It's fine. It did enough. I ended up making the same air that I made with Cinderella and made Aurora's legs too dark and also too pink. They turned out this really unnatural shade, so I had to color over with white again. Not really sure if white tights go with the outfit, but that's what she's getting. For her dress, I went with the same colors as her pink dress in the movie, with the top part being dark and then the skirt being a bit of a lighter pink. I actually have a really hot take, and it's that I don't like her blue dress. I'm glad that for the Disney princess line they went with the pink one. Like, I don't know if it's just because pink is my favorite color. I just feel like it suits her more. And I know sometimes people's argument is to give her the blue dress then return Cinderella to silver, which I agree with, and then give Ariel her pink dress. And while I do like Ariel's pink dress, I think pink looks better on Aurora than it does on Ariel. Because of Ariel's red hair, I could see how it would clash a little bit. But yeah, I don't know, let me know what you guys think. I definitely like her pink dress, which is why I decided to go with pink for her outfit today. Aurora definitely gave me a little bit of trouble, but I like how she turned out in the end, I think. We're actually kind of wearing like the same style dress today. I got this off of Poshmark and I love it so much. It's like my new favorite dress. Like I said earlier, I usually prefer the swing style ones, but I'm kind of obsessed. I definitely want more like sheath dresses. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you think if you want to see more videos like this, because I do have a lot of ideas. Obviously, I'll keep doing more commentary style videos, but yeah, I thought this would be a fun thing to add into the mix. Anyway, I hope you guys have a magical rest of your day, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye-bye!